Hi everybody and welcome back to Lost Genre Reddit Stories. A quick warning before we begin. In today's main story there is mention of partner abuse, so if that's a topic that's uncomfortable for you, you might want to skip the first story. Now let's get started. This post is from the subreddit Am I the A-hole and it's by user TA-Wife-Friend. Am I the a-hole for not telling my wife about an incident with her best friend? I want to be very sensitive when writing it here, but I have been dealing with unbearable guilt and wanted to know if what I am doing is wrong. I really do not want to trigger anyone, but I will be writing about a very sad situation. I, 33 male, have been married to my wife, 31 female, for 6 years, and we have a 3-year-old kid. We are very happy together, and I am lucky to be married to a very kind and smart woman. My wife's best friend, Anna, fake name for anonymity, has been living with us for the last 6 months. I wanted to talk about Anna to give a full context of why I am making my decision. Anna is my wife's best friend since school days. Anna was living in the city with her boyfriend and we live in the suburbs of that city. They seemed happy together and were in a relationship for 2 years. However, my wife noticed bruises on Anna's hand last year and asked her about it. Initially, Anna dismissed it as work-related injuries. My wife kept on probing and we learned that Anna was in an extremely toxic and abusive relationship. Her boyfriend lost his job last year and became extremely controlling and abusive towards her. He constantly accused her of cheating. Anna denies it, made her link her phone messenger to his computer and started micromanaging finances. There was an incident of domestic violence that was the final straw and my wife and I had to rush to the hospital to look after Anna. Since Anna's parents are mostly absent from her life, my wife asked me if Anna can stay with us for a few days. We are 3 people living in a 4-bedroom house and have 2 spare guest rooms. I, of course, agreed to it and told her that Anna can stay with us as long as she wants. I think the incident completely broke Anna and she would just start crying randomly and completely shut down. It was really sad to see Anna in this state. She had to leave her job due to mental issues and stayed at home in the room all day. My wife is very kind and took care of Anna like she was family and made sure she felt loved. Anna is also thankful to my wife and I to help her in the worst time and helps around the house and with our kid, though we never leave him alone with Anna. Anna is now coming back to normal, smiles sometimes and has started looking for a job again. Now on to the incident. Last Friday, my wife and I went to work as normal and dropped our son at daycare. I had a doctor's appointment at noon and came straight home from there as I did not have a lot of work in the office. I made some lunch and then went to my room to sit in my bed and reply to all the emails. Anna was in her room and I did not talk to her after I came home. Around 2 p.m. I heard Anna's room door open and her walking in the hallway. Suddenly, our bedroom door opened and Anna walked in topless and just in her underwear. I was shocked and not sure how long I was staring at her, but after a few seconds, I blurted out, "I am sorry," and she quickly covered herself with her hands. She was apologetic and started explaining herself. She said she just wanted to borrow my wife's clothes because her laundry was unwashed. It was super embarrassing to have conversation with her in that state, and I looked away. She again apologized and went to her bedroom. The incident lasted less than 2 minutes. After a while, she again came back into our bedroom, fully dressed, and apologized for the incident. She said it was really embarrassing and she did not know anyone will be home. I said it's okay and I should have told her I am back early from the office when I came home. She asked me not to mention about the incident to my wife. She said she feels embarrassed she walked around the hallway without clothes and that I saw her in this state. I said it's okay and let's forget about it. I have not told my wife about the incident and it's been 5 days. It was just a benign incident, but I somehow feel guilty about the whole thing. I feel more guilty that I am lying to my wife by omission of the truth. However, I feel that my wife takes it the wrong way. It may strain her relationship with Anna, and I really feel bad for Anna, what she had to go through. I also do not want to make Anna uncomfortable in our home by telling my wife about her barging into our bedroom in that state. Am I the a-hole in this case for not talking about this incident to my wife? I am afraid that if Anna tells it to her first, it will make me look really bad and guilty. However, if I tell her, I do not want her to blame Anna for any of this and not help her in the time of her need. Can someone please help me on how I can tell my wife about this? Well, OP, I'd say you're not the a-hole yet, but if you don't say anything, yeah, you'll definitely be the a-hole for keeping this from your wife. If this was as innocent as you say it is, then there should be no shame or no guilt here, right? You can just tell your wife, hey, just like you told us, I got home from the doctor early and I started to reply to some emails and Anna walked into our room to get dressed with your clothes and she was naked. Or not naked, but topless. And again, if it was as innocent as you claim it was, then there should be no problem and your wife shouldn't take it the wrong way. The only thing that could make me think she might take it the wrong way is, 1, if you keep quiet about it, or 2, if she had told Anna not to use her clothes. Because if that was a boundary for your wife that she spoke to Anna about, then yeah, Anna wouldn't want your wife to know. But if not, then I don't see the problem here. And what do you guys think? What is your judgment? Let me know in the comment section. And now let's go check out the community comments to see what they had to say. I see Doctor 23 says, you would be the a-hole if you do not tell your wife. Never keep secrets as a team with your house guest against your wife. Disastrous Oven 4465 says, Anna needs to tell her pretty damn quickly. She also needs to stay out of your bedroom. Do not keep the secret. That's what will destroy your relationship. I'll try to give Anna a pass, but some small part of me thinks she knows what she's doing and asking you to keep it a secret is part of that. Master Maintenance 672 says, she tried to talk to you for nearly 2 minutes while topless? Sounds like she wanted to see what kind of time you were on. You need to tell your wife, she deserves better. And Falling into Polka Dots says, if she really was just walking in to get an item of clothing, assuming she and your wife have that kind of clothes sharing relationship, and she was truly not aware that you were home, then this really doesn't sound like a big deal at all. It's a bit concerning that Anna is so worried about it. Granted, she is coming out of an abusive relationship, it really shouldn't have needed to be kept a secret, and it's clearly bothering you to do so. Hey sweetie, I had an awkward moment with Anna the other day that she felt really embarrassed about and didn't want to tell you, and I tried to honor that, but I feel weird about keeping such a benign snafu quiet. I came home from work early that one day and went straight to the bedroom to hang out. I knew Anna was home, but I hadn't said anything to let her know that I was home too. I was minding my own when she came in to borrow an item of your clothing and she was topless because she didn't know I was home or in our bedroom. She was extremely embarrassed and I averted my eyes immediately. She explained about the clothes and apologized. It was awkward all around and then she exited and got dressed. Do you have any questions or concerns? And OP responds, thanks, this is really helpful. Maybe I am overthinking this, but I have read that in these situations, the victim's trust in men is very fragile. Would it be horrible if I tell my wife after I told Anna I would not mention about this incident? Should I talk about this with Anna first? No, talk to your wife. Alright, well the community wasn't direct on judging OP, but they did give him the one piece of advice. Tell your wife. Don't keep any secrets from her. So hopefully OP does that. Now let's move on to the update to see what happened next and how the story ends. I wrote a post yesterday about an embarrassing situation that happened between my wife's best friend who is currently staying at our house. I was not sure how to bring it up to my wife and you guys really helped me a lot in understanding the urgency of telling my wife. I also got some cool ideas on how to bring the subject without making it awkward for anyone. For everyone saying Anna was doing it on purpose, I did not agree with it as I am an extremely average looking person and women don't chase me. However, things since last night have been just crazy and I think I'm spiraling a bit. Sorry for the long post. So I decided to tell my wife last night as soon as she came home about the incident. I liked the idea of jokingly bringing it up casually so that we both can laugh about it and then forget it. Last night, when my wife came home, I made sure I stayed in our bedroom. I asked Anna if she could stay with my kid downstairs. As my wife was changing, I asked her if Anna still borrows her clothes. Anna had to borrow them regularly when she first moved. Long story. My wife told me yes, and she has told Anna she can take anything from her closet if she needs it. I asked my wife if Anna told her about the funny incident from Friday. My wife said no, and I told her the whole story about how I came home early and Anna came into the room almost naked to get her clothes and how embarrassing it was for both of us. As my wife was listening to this, she completely froze and turned pale. She started murmuring in Spanish, which is her and Anna's native language. I don't understand Spanish really well, but I understood the words hombre casado and otra vez. Oof. I asked her if she's okay, and she sat next to me and asked me to explain everything in detail. I just told her it was nothing, and she must have not heard me coming in. I was trying to laugh it off, but my wife had water in her eyes. I kept on telling her it was not a big deal, but she kept on asking me for more details. She asked me how Anna talks to me. I told her that Anna barely talks to me since she moved in, except a few words here and there. My wife then asked me about 3 weeks ago, when my wife had gone to visit her parents for 4 days. Anna did not want to go with her and stayed back. I told her that Anna was just acting normal. She or I would cook dinner after I got home from work while the other took care of the kid. The only thing different was Anna generally spending her evening in her room. However, when I was sitting in the living room watching TV after the kids slept, Anna came and sat on the sofa next to me but did not talk to me. I asked her if she wants me to change the channel or stream something she likes, and she just said she wanted to get out of her room. However, she did not flirt with me or do anything unusual. I kept on telling my wife it was just an accident, and I really did not understand why she reacted so emotionally to it. My wife refused to answer and just said okay and agreed with me. However, she told me I should have told her about the incident sooner and should not keep any secrets from her and gave me a big lecture. I told her that I did not think it was a big deal and thought Anna would tell her, but glad I brought it up. After dinner, my wife messaged Anna to join us and she came out. While talking, my wife brought up the incident and told Anna that I mentioned about the incident and she does not need to feel embarrassed. Such things happen when we are all in the same house and it's not a big deal. Anna was firstly taken by surprise, but then told my wife she was just scared to tell her because she thought my wife would judge her because of her past. My wife gave her a stare and she quickly changed the topic. At night, I asked my wife what the hell was going on. I told her to please not keep any secrets from me, and if she does not tell me, I will directly ask Anna about what her past has got to do with anything. My first guess was Anna might have had a thing for me before we got married or something, but my wife was very reluctant to answer and kept on trying to change the subject and cuddle. However, I kept being persistent and she finally spilled the beans. Apparently, when Anna was in her early 20s, she was in a relationship with a married co-worker who was twice her age. It was a kind of sugar daddy relationship, and he told her that he was in an open relationship. Or that's what Anna told my wife, and he would leave his wife in a few years once the kids go to college. This makes sense now because Anna is very pretty, like Miss USA level, and I never understood why she was single for most of the time I knew her. She eventually ended that relationship and started dating her boyfriend Jim, who turned out to be an abusive a-hole. My wife said she suspects Anna was still involved with the older guy while in a relationship with Jim, which explains why he kept on accusing her of cheating. That is why my wife became emotional when I told her what Anna did because she was worried Anna has no boundaries regarding married men. My wife said that Anna always looks up to us and praises me for being such a loyal partner and how lucky my wife is. My wife was worried initially when she brought Anna home, but her actions from the time when my wife was away clearly show that she respects the boundaries, and it must have been an accident. My wife told me she is grateful I let Anna live in our house and observe what a healthy and happy marriage looks like. Today morning was even more weird. I got up early as I could not sleep well and went down for a cup of coffee. After 5 minutes, Anna walked into the kitchen and told me she was relieved my wife did not overreact to Friday's incident. She said I am a good husband and gave me a hug and a peck on the cheek. She has never hugged me in the last 6 months. She seemed to be in a happy mood and was making small talk with me while having coffee. I cannot believe my wife did not tell me such a huge detail about Anna for all these years. It's completely possible she cheated all through the relationship with Jim and my wife is just covering for her all along. She even kept it a secret from me after giving me a lecture about how we should never have secrets, and I don't know what else she is hiding. Everything just seems very confusing at this point. I feel angry at my wife for lying to me all these years for Anna. I also now see Anna differently. I am also worried that me trivializing the incident to my wife might have sent the wrong signals to Anna. Extended from OP's comments, it's not uncommon for my wife's friends to kiss me on the cheek when they meet me. I am not from that culture and initially used to make me uncomfortable, but something about today morning with Anna waking up so early, coming down in her bedclothes and sitting with me rubbed me the wrong way. I am not able to point out exactly what, but she was acting differently. For lack of a better word, she looked happy for the first time since she's moved into our place. I have not told my wife yet. Things were a bit icy between us since yesterday, as I am still upset at her for keeping secrets from me for all these years. I know it's Anna's personal life, but I feel a bit betrayed that for all these years, she knew Anna was with a married man and never even mentioned it to me. We had a talk in the evening and she apologized, but then we both dropped the subject and took our son to the playground as the weather was finally nice and had an amazing time. However, I plan to tell her as soon as we both are alone at night. Well, OP, it's a good thing that you told your wife and that you're going to tell her about what happened this morning. I'm not saying that Anna's going to try to do anything, but things are pretty sensitive right now and you just want to be very open about everything. Hopefully nothing weird will happen and life can move on. Particularly that Anna can get a job and hopefully eventually be well enough to be able to move out. So on that note, here's wishing you the best in the future, OP. Thank you so much for sharing and take care. And now let's finish this video with a mood booster post. This post is from the subreddit Malicious Compliance and it's by user TheBigKahuna43. Work my hours or will find someone who will. So, there I was, working at a mid-sized IT firm as a software developer. My team had always been pretty laid back, focusing on results rather than the exact hours we were glued to our desks. Our projects were delivered on time, our clients were happy, and our team morale was high. That is, until we got a new project manager. Let's call him Dave. Dave was fresh from a highly regimented corporate background and had ideas about proper workplace management, which basically meant micromanaging everything. He'd schedule unnecessary daily status meetings, demanded we fill out hourly work logs, and insisted that everyone strictly adhere to a 9-to-5 office hours with minimal breaks. One day, during one of these infamous efficiency crackdowns, he sent out an email with a new policy that all coding must be done strictly within office hours to ensure collaboration and supervision. This was ridiculous because creative work like coding often requires flexible hours for maximum productivity, but Dave was adamant, and he ended his email with, "If you think you can find a loophole, think again. Follow the rules, or we'll find someone who will." Challenge accepted, Dave. I decided to comply meticulously. I coded strictly between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m., not a minute earlier, not a second later. If I encountered a bug or was in the middle of a complex piece of code, too bad. 5 p.m. means the end, no matter what. My teammates, fed up with being treated like school children, followed my lead. The results were predictable. Projects that usually took a couple of weeks started dragging on. Tasks that we could have completed in days with a bit of overtime took much longer because we couldn't capitalize on the bursts of late afternoon productivity we were used to. Our workflow was severely disrupted and the quality of our work started to deteriorate. Dave noticed, of course. He had to answer to upper management for the sudden drop in productivity and lack of commitment, which he knew was a result of our dissatisfaction with his new policy. When upper management called for an impromptu Zoom meeting with the entire team at 4:30 p.m. to address the ongoing project delays, the entire team logged in to explain our situation. In the meeting, Dave spent half an hour shifting blame and berating individual team members. He didn't even mention the 9-to-5 policy that had led to the whole situation. As the clock ticked towards 5 p.m., the tension in the virtual room was palpable and our team hatched a plan over text. Right on cue, as the clock struck 5 p.m., one of the employees spoke up. "In compliance with Dave's 9-to-5 rule, we must log off now." Without missing a beat, every team member clicked leave meeting, leaving a stunned Dave to face the executives alone. This abrupt mass exit highlighted the impracticality of Dave's rigid policy, making it clear to the executives that change was necessary. The incident, quickly dubbed as the 5 Zoom Exodus, led to another meeting where Dave was publicly admonished and instructed to abolish his strict rules in favor of more flexibility. And as for me and my team, we made sure to celebrate our little victory with a well-deserved happy hour, after 5 p.m. of course. Well, hopefully Dave learned the lesson to not apply stupid rules. Thanks for sharing, OP. And that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch it. Now, if you've gotten to this point in the video, I assume that you like these stories that I'm reading out, so here are a couple more that you might enjoy. And if you don't have any time to watch another story right now, save it for later, and also, don't forget to hit that subscribe